I call Chris Bishop.
Well, Mr Chair, what an interesting contribution we had from Mr Robertson earlier. It was a revealing insight, sir, into Mr Robertson's state of mind. Because what did he say at one point? He said the National Party will take to the 2017 electorate a plan to bribe the electorate with tax cuts. Well, I personally hope we do take a tax cut package to the next election, but what a revealing insight into what Mr Robertson thinks about New Zealanders with their own money. Giving them tax cuts is a bribe, Mr Speaker. I think that is regrettable. What else did Grant Robertson say? Well, he accused the government of lazy economic management. Oh, Mr Speaker, the irony. The irony of Mr Robertson accusing this government of being lazy. The guy who's spending 2 years on the future of work, 2 years gallivanting up and down the country and offshore, no doubt, to the United Kingdom and Canada to talk to all of his left-wing mates, Mr Speaker, accusing us of laziness. Well, that is just deeply ironic, sir. See, the Labour Party is really at sixes and sevens at the moment because their Chinese demonisation campaign, I think it's fair to say, has been an utter disaster. So the polls have not moved for them, but not only that, all of the Labour Party's best activists are flooding Twitter and Facebook and resigning. So the very people that the Labour Party relies upon, the people that Sue Moroney relies on in her continual and perennial failed Hamilton West and East and Piarco and Port Waikato campaigns to put up her hoardings, which are frequently reused from the last campaign, all of those activists are resigning from the Labour Party. Why? Because the Labour Party has been revealed not as the progressive force for enlightenment and tolerance and welcoming migrants and foreigners to the country. The Labour Party has been revealed as someone prepared to play the race card for base political purposes. And not only that, it failed. So they're really at sixes and sevens. And they're really at sixes and sevens as well about the issue of free trade. Because actually, and this is really sad, only one party in this parliament now stands up for an open, tolerant New Zealand.
Order. Actually, I'd like to hear what's being said. I'm on my feet. Remember, be silent. Now, that wasn't necessary. Now, come back to the substance of the estimates, please, on this one. Chris Bishop.
Thank you very much, Mr Chair. I do want to talk about the estimates, because I want to respond to the point that Grant Robertson made about the dairy price and the point that Mr Shaw made as well. Because what these estimates contain, particularly with finance and government administration, sir, vote finance, is the diversification that is occurring inside the New Zealand economy. And, sir, it is actually quite regrettable that the Labour Party thinks that this is not occurring. Because what this government has set out to do over the last 7 years is grow our innovative parts of the economy through things like Callaghan Innovation, through things like our new rules for research and development, through things like ICT grad schools. We have sought to do that, and actually that's increasing. I just want to pick up on the point that James Shaw made before. He said that the amount of research and development that's going on in the economy is not increasing. Well, I think you could probably argue about the numbers, but it is true to say that as a percentage of GDP, the amount of research and development that's going on in the economy has not increased at the amount we would like. I think it is also fair to say that the development of things like Callaghan, some of the new tax rules that we're introducing, they've not flowed through into some of those statistics yet. The numbers that he's talking about are from 2014. Some of those developments came in only in 2013 or 14. So these things take a while to turn around. But what is true is that the number of firms in New Zealand engaging in research and development is increasing. The amount of money that's being spent is increasing in real terms. As a percentage of GDP, I think it is true to say that those numbers are flat. But why is that? Why is that? Because GDP's been growing. And GDP's been growing at one of the fastest growth rates, sir, in the developed world. So Mr Shaw makes a good point, but I think it is true to say that these estimates contain a range of measures that are going to increase the amount of innovation occurring in the New Zealand economy. It was a sage speech by Mr Shaw. It's only unfortunate that we can't say the same about Mr Robertson's contribution.